just not as an interesting team cause they used to be bad in most of the episodes. Besides Pillow. None of them did much, but after Teapot 6. They became more and interesting. So 7 teams mates, and will they just not suck? Let's start. I don't like Price Tag. I don't think I've ever liked Price Tag. They were above average in Teapot 7, but besides that, they're just nothing. Like, who really cares for them? I think being an Ailey clone for every episode and the fact Winner has had that whole clock arc, meanwhile Price Tag has nothing going for them. The writers honestly haven't decided on anything with them. It's just sad. Like, you'll think after 7 episodes, they would give Price Tag something, especially after being safe 2 times. So just try something with him. I would be a bit happy, cause the writers have done a lot with the others. It's about time they become a character. Especially being safe. People never complain about Price Tag being a nothing character, cause they're a literal definition of one. I may not like Black Hole, but at least the writers give him something to do now. Even Eggy had something before she got eliminated. And I know not every character doesn't need an arc, but at least leave a good impressive. The writers have left a good impressive with them. It seems I hate them more and more. I think they should have went in Teapot 5 instead of Ailey, and I don't really like Teapot and Ailey, but at least she has a personality. The writers have admitted Price Tag was a clone of Ailey. So that's pretty lame of you, ask me. Now Ailey isn't much better. I feel like she could have been better in Teapot than she was. In Teapot, she was mostly one-noted, and they basically treated her friendship with Bombi like it was nothing. I honestly feel like she needed more to do in general. Like, honestly, I feel like she would have gotten better like most of the others did in Teapot 6. And what made Nickel, Bombi and Cake? I don't think she was as bad as Price Tag. I think her and Book didn't deserve to be in the bottom 2. Anyways, I feel like they're very average, and I feel like Ailey needed more standout moments in Teapot. I find it surprising how she barely did anything in Teapot 2. Then I remember Just Knots didn't get screen time until Teapot 6, not counting Pillow. But it's just sad. I don't want her to rejoin. And honestly, this is probably a lightning situation where I didn't want either of the bottom 2 to go. Same case with Remote and Fanny. And I feel like Ailey could have been better. Seriously. If you replace Ailey going with Price Tag going, nothing would change, and that's just sad cause Price Tag ain't no successor to Ailey. They're just bad. I think Cake is a funny one because I actually am surprised he's gonna be the one to go next, cause he has a lot of fans and all. You think he would. He be in the game for a long time, but spoilers, he's gonna be the one to go in Teapot, and that's sad cause he wasn't that bad. He was pretty good. I just assume he's going mostly because people like the others more, like on the show. And all that. I think Cake is one of those characters that was better in Teapot than he was in BFB. I don't really remember what he did in Teapot though. Like in BFB, he was mostly a loser stan. He got better after Loser left, and honestly I would say the only reason he's going is because the others are more liked. Book is kind of not as liked, but she's not hated as much. So only way to see is when it happened. I don't really like Price Tag. And they're the second safe. Come on, can't they be in the bottom 2? I feel like Cake is actually good, which is funny cause I used to hate him, but looking back, he's got better over time. I might make a video on why the Losers is the worst team in BFB. I might do that. What else? I feel like he got better. Didn't deserve to leave, but I don't know. He's gone so off. See. Nickel is a character that improved upon after Teapot 6. Usually he would be making the same joke over and over. That's something I hate. Making random noises and being goofy. That's not funny. Nickel and BFB was like that, and since BFDI Nickel is more of the same in a way. He's the opposite of Price Tag. Where I never liked Price Tag. I've liked Nickel at times. The writers have calmed him down after the goofy wackiness. I think that's something that better works with Coiny or Marker, since these characters are built with that in mind. Also the fact that Nickel in Inanimate Insanity isn't nothing like that. Like, I get they're supposed to be 2 different characters, but they're the same character. They're the same design. Same voice actor. I think his seriousness works better here. Actually, I don't get why this goofy wackiness happened. It was not funny. It was more annoying and honestly it's gonna make him forgettable. But it seems the writers have toned him down, which is something they've did great with. I don't want him to go, but unlike Taiki, who relies on being a debate for votes, he has a lot of fans from inanimate insanity. Bombi is one of those characters that got better once the writers actually started trying with him. He was kind of nothing in early BFDIA. Nothing in BFB really. Teapot 2 is probably when they tried something with him. I would say he kind of got even better in Teapot 6. Usually he would be saved by sympathy votes, but lately he's been great. Like the writers basically did what they did with Needle and give him actual lines. Although Needle participates more with her team more, I honestly feel like he would have went instead of Cake if he was the same as he was in the other seasons, and it's funny cause he's the first recommended character in BFDI, so the fact it took him this long to get something is kind of sad. Who knows? Maybe the writers will give him a plush as well. I mean, they gave Fiery Jr. a plush and he wasn't that popular. So that's kinda funny, but I feel like Bombi needs a plush. I honestly feel like he needs one. But who knows, maybe Teapot characters will get plushes. Who knows? I hope Bombi isn't next to go. Make it a character almost nobody really cares about. Price tag. Yes, price tag. I mean, price tag kind of only saved cause they're a debuter and not because they're actually good. Book's one of those characters that kind of needs something going on for her to survive, but considering she survived twice, she's fine. I always never saw the point of the Tackle Book arc. Like, we didn't gain anything new from Book or anything at all. Besides winning several times, nothing came from this arc. Matter of fact, I never think this arc had appeal. I don't think anything came from the arc. Book doesn't mention it again in Teapot or anything, so it's like this arc or anything was pretty pointless. Matter of fact, why did this need to happen? Couldn't they found a way to make Blah more interesting? I mean, there are several ways to make this team interesting. Anyways, back to Book and Teapot. Yeah, she's alright. I wish she had some more of the BFDI flair if they were able to make several characters so good. I wouldn't mind Book just being Book. I don't like BFB Book, and I don't think most people did, considering up until that point, I'm sure everyone wanted her go. It was an annoying arc. Teapot Book needs more to do. Kind of like Donut does, since they've been in the bottom 2 recently, although Book seems to have survived her second time, so there. I mean, BFDI Book wasn't perfect, but she was still more of something than BFB Book. Honestly, if you took all the annoying parts of Book in BFB, removed all the Taco and Book stuff and replaced her with a ton of BFDI Book being nerdy and all that, and that's it. I don't hate Book. I've know she's gained an entire ton of haters recently, but compared to her other teammates, she isn't that bad. She's pretty good, and I even liked her before Teapot 6. Now number 1 would have to be Pillow. I think Pillow carries her team pretty well, and it isn't as bad as Pin and Coiny taking all the screen time. I would say Teapot 5 and onward really made her team shine more and more. I think the writers did a good job with just not after Teapot 4, cause they were great in Teapot 5 and even 6 with their song. At least they're getting something. Unlike the S, which seems to not have anything really going, Pillow kind of makes her team more interesting. So that's something. BFB Pillow was cool, but she didn't get to shine much with her team since her team was actually death-packed, and I don't care for all that, so when she's more on a team of random characters she actually works. Honestly, I think Pillow is one of the most improved characters which I've talked about, but I'm not just saying that out of bias. I mean it. She is better in Teapot than BFB. And that's really all I have much to say with Pillow. Thankfully she hasn't been in any real danger, so unless she turns out like Remote, which I doubt since Just Not has a lot of more unpopular characters, she'll be fine.